Politica all the way. Politica all the way. Politica all the way.
Luzon, Visayas, and Mindanao, and those watching all over the world, magandang buhay po sa inyo lahat. There's a certain different energy and vibe in the studio now dahil because of my guest. I'm so excited. I'm at a loss for words how I'd start this siguro, but let's start with the youth vibe. Ang guest po natin is from the ranks of the New Spirits with fearless advocacies and fresh ideas at the same time, no? Siya po ay isang abogado and a student regent, a UP student regent to Kabataan Party List. I can think of so many things to say, but siguro it will just boil down to one. She's fresh, both with her ideas and how she looks. She's very pretty, charming. The young lawyer of Kabataan Party List, Attorney Rene Co.
Yes.
Ayan.
Hello po.
Kong.
Magandang hapon po sa inyong lahat. It's a
Magandang-
pleasure to be here today.
The pleasure is all ours kasi it's so refreshing to have someone who's young and so vibrant and yet so attuned with what's happening in the country, no? Kasi hindi yung masyadong mga mga ganun lang. Tapos, mga TikTok, di ba? Kaya ganun. First off, may TikTok ka ba? You do.
Meron,
You engage in
pero
this?
ano lang, yung walang laman. Yung TikTok namin, nasa official account ng Kabataan Party List. Follow nyo. Kabataan Party List sa TikTok.
Ganun, ha? Bakit? Is that self-imposed na hindi ako dapat wala kang personal...
Ano po kasi ako, Gen Z ako, pero ako yung first year ng Gen Z, 1997.
Okay.
So, feeling ko, baka hindi ako maka-keep up masyado pa doon sa new trends ng younger batch ng Gen Z. Pero ako, I'm active on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, ganyan. TikTok,
I see.
pero through the official account.
I see. Kasi meron mga nagsasabi kung yung Facebook daw parang pang mga damatans na eh. O pang ano bang word ngayon for medyo may thunders ganyan.
Thunders,
Oo,
oo.
kasi puro Facebook and then they say my children they say Instagram daw or something, yun na ba?
Well, actually, totoo naman na may older generations on Facebook. Pero if you look at the data of where the Filipino is at online, no, Facebook pa rin number 1. Included ang kabataan. Oo.
Okay.
Kasi kami, pagka may GC for school or work, usually messenger din yan eh.
Messenger din.
And
Okay.
we're also on TikTok and YouTube.
Okay.
Yan.
So hindi pa ako nahuhuli.
Oo.
So tama, okay pa ako, Kong, no?
Hindi ka damatans. Grabe na.
Hindi ba damatan? Even the way you said it was very refreshing.
Oo.
Di ba? Pwede nyo nang gamitin yan. Damatans, rango.
Sige, pasok ko sa privilege speech.
Pwede. Okay, very briefly lang, you're one of the youngest, or if not the youngest, congresswoman or representative in the current House of Rep. No? Is this your first time, Kong, to be in the,
This is my first term, yes.
Your first
and it will be my last, actually.
Bakit?
Because sa party list law, pag you seek to represent the youth, meron yang limitation. You should be not more than 30 years old when you start your term or on election day. So, I'm 27. Come the next election, ay 30 years and some months ako.
I
So
see.
actually, kaya yung mga representatives ng kabataan, mabilis ang turnover rate niyan. My predecessor, si Rep. Raul Manuel, similarly started his term at 27. Yung before him naman, si Representative Sara Elago, 26 siya. So siya naka 2 terms. Pero yun na yung limit.
I
Medyo mas
see.
mahirap, pero yun
Yeah.
yung kailangan if we really want to represent the youth. Hindi
That's
naman
right.
pwede damatans. Pero kabataan
Tama.
party list, di ba?
Parang tama nga naman yun, di ba? Parang how can you represent yung something that you're not, no, you're
Yes,
no longer
exactly.
a youth, of course, di ba? Iba na yung mga niyan. Okay. From this, you mentioned Rep. Manuel. Do you see as a youth now? Do you see anything in the future when you run before we get into the issues?
Well, kami sa kabataan, feel namin yung pagiging pag-asa ng bayan.
Yes.
So we're all involved in various advocacies. We are concerned with particular issues. Ang challenge actually is paano mo i-unite yun lahat. Lahat ng youth kasi, even though it's like one sector, marami ang subsectors.
Yes, yes.
Pero that's why Kabataan Party List has a 10-point youth agenda, a comprehensive look kung paano ba natin paglalaban yung kailangang pagbabago dito sa bayan. So it starts with education, all the way down to climate action, ending gender discrimination. We're confident na in this platform ay marami kaming youth, hindi lang youth, no, various groups ang nakakaisa para sa alternatibong politika. Kumakailan lang was International Youth Day and National Youth Day. So, National Youth Day, legislation yun na pinasa ng Kabataan Party List actually. Pero kaya we have to be in touch with what activates the youth, no? And it's definitely, no, these kinds of conversations. Yung what's at stake for our future, at paano involved kami sa decision-making, policy-making processes, hindi yung token lang kami. Or basta andyan ka, nakikinig ka, di ba?
Kasi importante yung ganun talaga eh. And kasi in the long run, like you mentioned, Kong, na yan eh, kayo ang directly beneficiary or hit.
Yes.
kung magkamali ang desisyon ngayon, no? Further down the road, after so many years, kayo ang talagang makikinabang or madedehado
Yes.
kung ano man. So talagang dapat kayo ang directly involved. I remember niyan, the classic example niyan, Kong, is when I was in Congress. I was not really that young anymore, no. Pero some 20 or 25 years ago, I worked for one of the better brilliant minds, Congressman Ed Shalcita. We were the ones who pushed for the Senior Citizens Act and the Magna Carta for the elderly, no. So ako naman, nagbibiroan kami, again, aba sa akin ng boss ko, we're putting this all together. Alam mo naman yung pag nagkakento, ano pa ba kailangan ng medyo may edad na, ganyan. Ito, ganyan. Tapos sinasabi nila, ikaw, do not worry, you will get to that age. And now, I know already, di ba, yung mga benefits. So, in the same manner, in the same breath, kayo talaga dapat ang nandyan at the forefront. No?
Oo, thank you for saying that kasi actually even though marami nagsasabi na kailangan ang kabataan involved, yung involvement is as if parang we were being talked over essentially. So, yung iba ang nagde-decide para sa kung ano yung ikakabenepisyo namin. Pero who can best say ba kung sino ang ikabebenepisyo namin kung hindi kami
Kayo
na
rin.
nakakaramdam ng kung ano ba talagang nakakabuti or nakakasama, di ba?
Actually, yung iba niyan kasi, there's wisdom naman in what they say, no? Kasi nga, syempre, it's a balance of intelligence and wisdom. Yun ang sa kanila. But sila usually, wisdom yun ang, hindi, mas nakakatanda kami, hindi nila alam. Iba na rin yung pamamalakad at you should be attuned with the sign of the times. No? Iba na yun noon sa iba ngayon. So mas ang coping mechanism ng mga kabataan is different from that of how we used to do it. Kaya yung mga medyo may edad ngayon, eto na naman sabihin ko katulad nung araw, sila yung mga congressmen, ngayon sila yung nasa Senado. Ngayon nagkakagulo-gulo na tayo. Di ba? Yun ang which brings me now to the issues of the day. Just for history purposes, yan sila speaker, yung mga nandiyan sa speaker tuloy. Some of the senators used to be the Spice Boys.
Yeah, oo.
Di ba? Okay, what can you say to that now? Now that they're it's a bit chaotic now in the Senate, di ba?
Actually, recently ko lang din nalaman na trend siya, di ba? Parang we had Young Guns, 19th Congress, may Hot Shots ngayon, and then may Spice Boys apparently, pero I'm not sure kung anong Congress nila.
Kayo yung Young Guns, no?
Well, hindi ako included. I think mga puro lalaki yung mga ini-involve sa mga ganun.
Okay.
Pero, well, ayun, ang unfortunate ng mga nangyayari, kinukondena actually ng Kabataan Party List yung iba't ibang pamamaraan kung saan pinapapanalo yung self-interest ng political dynasties, ng matagal nang nasa politika na as if business na nila to, at kinakalimutan, sinasideline, pinang-set dressing ang pangailangan ng taong bayan. So, ito nga yun, diba, yung impeachment, yun yung parang hot button issue. Recently, it's being recently corruption, no, through the flood control projects, no. For us, it's hypocritical na pinag-uusapan natin yung corruption, pero yung biggest issue of corruption last year and up until now, no, ay sinasantabi nila. Ano naman tong
Which is
612.5 confidential funds
Okay.
ni VP Sara na hanggang ngayon, no, hindi niya sinasagot kung asaan yung mga sagot niya. Makikita natin, naka-name for Mary Grace Piatos, 'di ba? O kung sino-sinong mga pangalan. Which is why, no, different groups, ours included, filed an impeachment complaint, no? Kasi it's unacceptable that the second highest official of the land has these allegations pero ayaw humarap sa budget hearings or kung ano man para sagutin yung mga questions na to. And now, pinagtatakpan ng iba't ibang institusyon, no? The Senate, sabi nila, oh, we will defer to the Supreme Court decision na binabasura yung impeachment trial, wala raw jurisdiction yung Senate, pero may motion for reconsideration na final yung House of Representatives, yung iba't ibang groups. Pwede naman nang hintayin, pero nagmamadali sila para i-archive siya. That's isang malaking sala, no? And kung titignan yung kasaysayan, very similar to the impeachment trial ni ERAP, the Senate is using its powers, even though sila yung may sole power to try cases na of impeachment. After yan, wala na eh, di ba?
Right.
Politica all the way. Politica all the way. Politica all the way.
Yung kabataan actually matagal nang galit sa Senado kasi what? February 5 pa na-transmit yung articles of impeachment from the House of Representatives to the Senate. And sabi ng Constitution, no, trial should proceed forthwith. Hindi walang delay, ganyan. Pero the Senate, no, inupuan nila ng matagal. Sabi nila, wait, mag-election na. And magka-close na yung session. Di i-table na lang natin yan ng June, pagtas ng election, and mag-open na ulit yung session. So, nag-open ng session. Sabi nila, wait, what if next week na? Diba? Tas literally, the last day of the 19th Congress before session, adjourns. So, unacceptable yung dami-dami nilang patong-patong na excuses when the Constitution is very clear kung ano yung mandate nila. And ngayon, we're in this constitutional political crisis
Right.
kasi hindi man lang maharap ng mga dapat na hinalal natin na mga opisyalis yung kanilang pangailangan. We should all be angry. And actually sa youth, we established a network, no? Leaders leaders and advocates of the youth for accountability against Sara Duterte or Layas Duterte. Di ba?
Wow! Tinitingnan ko, dito sabi ko, tinitingnan ko na agad. Yung pala acronym nun, layas talaga, layas. Ayun ako. Hindi, marami siyang layason yata doon sa Senate. Marami layason siya, kaya hindi siya napapalayas. Well, itong Senate na to, parang ang feeling natin or feeling ninyo lahat na talagang deliberately inupuan so that this thing will not prosper. It will not, hindi na siya matutuloy at Do you think there's still, kasi now, di ba, may MR na, no? Do you think kaya pa rin? Or do we have to wait until next year because it was archived?
Well, the Constitution does say na impeachment yung essentially the most proper, highest avenue you can avail of when we're talking about an impeachment official, impeachable official. Pero tayo, that's not the only means of accountability that we can explore. Siyempre, VP Sara has no luxury of choosing which avenue to avail of. Siya ang may sala siya ang may charges na kailangan niyang harapin. Kasi yun ang argument niya sa ombudsman na lang tayo magkita, kasuhan niyo ko doon, or kung ano man. But, andyan yung budget hearings, andyan yung matagal ng avenue na kung saan pinapa-explain sa kanya kung anong nangyari sa confidential funds, pero ayaw niyang siputin. No? Or kung sisipot siya, sasabihin niyang mga excuses, ay cookie-cutter statements. So, sa amin, in all honesty, looking at the impeachment trials in history, nakaka-dismaya, tignan kung how impeachments prosper or not. But it is an avenue that we have to avail of alongside all avenues of accountability that we have to pursue. So, kami dismayado na yung Senate, ganyan yung galaw, pero may bahagi naman na predictable. Kasi ano bang uunahin ng Senado? Ang pattern ng history, no, hindi pananagutan. Even though we want to, di ba? And we will clamor and push for and pressure them to do so. But rather, no, election chances, no? Re-election chances. And kung essentially months on end kang nagpapanagot ng isang opisyal, they think it will hurt their ability to secure a seat. And with that seat, no, comes projects, di ba?
That's true.
Contracts,
Right.
government contracts for your friend, di ba? Na biggest donor mo, etc. Yan.
Okay, are we pertaining to some personalities or ano? O bato-bato na lang sa langit, no? Pero ganun talaga eh. Well, dun, at least now lumalabas, no? Ang maganda niyan, there are avenues now and ways and means to delve into it even deeper. Lumalabas kayo yung truth, di ba? Na kaya pala ganito kasi nagbigay si ganyan, ng ganito. Eh, dikit-dikit pala yan ko.
Sa atin, no, this is all a broken system. We have a term for it actually, no. Ang tawag namin, bureaucrat capitalism. Kung saan ginagamit yung gobyerno bilang profiteering scheme, profiteering machine for political dynasties, for families, for mga barkadang may contractors, ganyan, na kaysa naman mag-deliver ng social services. Ito yung unahin nila.
Actually, natawa nga ako dyan, Kong. There was, I don't know who said it, but there was a bill being filed na parang disallowing yung contractors na relatives within the 1 cent order of consanguinity and relation yata, or 3 or 4. It's funny because ganun din yun eh. Pwede mo naman sabihin, hindi ko naman kaano-ano yun, dito mo na lang bigay. It's so simple. There has to be something crafted. And I think the Kabataan Party List should really look into it na kung paano talagang hindi yung wag mong ibigay dito na hindi mo relative. There has to be something na ano eh. And you guys have, meron kayong quicker, maybe more progressive thinking of how to do it. So, siguro, pag-isipan nyo rin maigi yan.
Actually, alongside that din as well, we have filed, no, and actually ito, refiled to, pero nirefine din natin, na every term na lang ng Kabataan Party List, ipa-file to, anti-political dynasty bill. No? So, political dynasties are actually prohibited, no, according to the Constitution, as may be defined by law. So, yung part na yon, yung hindi pa daw siya defined, yung reason kung bakit up until now it proliferates in government. So, syempre, the chances of it being passed, no, yung mga boboto din ay mga nasa political dynasties, pero with public pressure, with iba't ibang groups, organized, united, na nagka-clamor na kailangan ng gantong pagbabago. We're hoping and we're hopeful and we're working, no, para ma-actualize talaga siya. Among others, for example, syempre meron din tayong pagtuon sa basic social services, our priority bills are for education, for ang number ng dalawa namin, no, delivery of accessible services in universities bill or deserve bill.
Deserve.
Yeah, deserve. Kasi actually we filed and kami yung nakapagpanalo sa Congress nung free tuition law, no, nung 2017. But ang libre lang doon tuition. If we look at the discussions on the education crisis now, 'di ba, it's a popular topic ngayon. 4 out of 10 youth, no, would drop out of college despite free tuition. And that's because ang lala ng expenses, no? Andyan yung transportation, boarding, or food, or health, lahat ng requirements. So, the Deserve Bill would try and would want, no, to have these services, no, available and free for students. And among many legislation pa, like Students' Rights and Welfare Bill, and different ways by which students get their freedoms, Campus Press Freedom Bill, Academic Freedom Bill, etc.
Protect, preserve, and progress the youth.
Yes.
I think.
Galing, I love that.
Di ba? PPP rin yun pala. Protect, preserve, and sometimes may nadadali rin ako. Inspirated.
Inspirated.
Hindi inspired, inspirated, di ba? O, parang inspired and inspirited. Let's now go to Kong, let's go to the Hague. Okay.
Politica all the way. Politica all the way. Politica all the way.
What can you say about the former president, yung one being handed over to the Hague, two, with what's happening there now, your thoughts on this?
Well, deserve na andun
din,
siya sa The
deserve,
Hague.
ah?
Pero,
Okay.
more seriously, ito yung matagal ng clamor ng mga biktima ng giyera kontra droga, no? And then yung gawa-gawa ding giyera kontra terorismo, pero it was just actually war against the poor, war against activists. During his term, napakaraming namatay, 30,000 or so, and all of them ay dahil meron lang quota yung mga pulis na kada araw may report silang nahuli, may report silang napatay, pero the drug lords remain protected, no?
Yes.
'Di ba? So the drug war is actually this bogeyman na create to cultivate a culture of fear in the Philippines na hanggang ngayon ay nararamdaman pa rin natin yung epekto, no? Hanggang ngayon pinapatay pa rin yung mga aktivista, hanggang ngayon nandiyan pa rin yung notorious TFL-CAC, no, which is created and up until now budgeted, institutionalized to go after critical youth, critical members of various sectors that are advocating for, changes in policies, no? And anumang pagbabagong kailangan para hindi tayo left in the dust. So, deserve talagang na he's going through trial, no? And I know in the Philippines, no, even though their victims have the best lawyers, the victims still undergo harassment, intimidation, para lang i-drop yung case or hindi na maging witness. So, right now, we're still standing guard and we actually filed a resolution, no? Ito yung isang mga priority na final natin noong nag-start yung 20th Congress, na we oppose yung iba't ibang measures by which President Duterte is looking for temporary release in other countries, no? Because that will be a threat doon sa integrity ng testimonies ng victims kung he's out there and he's able to influence yung kakayahan ng mga biktima. So, we're looking forward to September 23, 2025. This will be the day of his trial. And I think it's poignant na this just came after, no, na parang 2 days before September 21, which is when we commemorate martial law, 'di ba? Na I think it's a loop in history, no? When we had itong paghihirap under the hands of a dictator sa September, 2 days after we are reminded na ang kapangyarihan ng nagkakaisang mamamayan ay kayang magpa-topple down ng dictators, no? Go against strongmen. They are not infallible people, but kung anumang mga pagbubusabos na ginawa nila sa mga mamamayan ay kaya ating panagutin.
So talagang yung word na deserve niya, he deserves to be there, he deserves to be penalized for the things that he did before.
Yes,
no? Yun ang
no?
ng Kabataan Party List.
And actually, I'll take this time then to criticize, no, up until now, si Marcos. No, Marcos Jr. that up until now refuses to rejoin the International Criminal Court. We left, or the Philippines left, during Duterte's term para lang maka-escape sa accountability. Kasi you are able to bring prosecution to the ICC if your domestic justice systems are not functioning to provide this
That's right.
justice, di ba? Paano naman gagawin yun here kung he's the sitting president? May pino-provide na immunity and cover sa mga police officers na nagkikilling spree, lilipat lang sa ibang probinsya and then that's that, no? And inaharas yung mga biktima. So we went to the ICC. And then lumabas yung Pilipinas sa ICC para hindi mag-prosper.
Yeah,
So anyway, that won't work kasi nag-start ng investigation proper before nagkaroon ng exit. Up until now, even though he claims to be a good governance champion and whatnot, no, we're not rejoining the ICC. We're actually not cooperating, no, doon sa iba't ibang mga stages of investigation ng ICC. All this ay efforts ng mga biktima and efforts ng mga progressive legal volunteers like the National Union of People's Lawyers. So, his negligence, Marcos's negligence, doon sa prosecution ni Duterte, dito sa korupsyon, sa pagbibigay ng totoong at pangailangang budget ng kabataan is also the reason why we're in this worsening crisis.
Okay, let me get into that. Yung sa may pangangailangan ng kabataan natin, yung mga projects that we need to pursue, as far as the youth is concerned. How is the president now, BBM, with that? Is he what's the term for it? Is he for you and with you?
At sa amin, hindi, no?
Hindi.
This is a relevant discussion because the budget came out just 2 days
Yes, it's
ago.
all about the budget. Importante yan.
oo.
Oh.
And syempre, yung...
That's a catalyst for all the things that
you get to
we
see
need,
there nasan yung priorities, di ba? And sina-champion niya, ng administration niya, na tinaasan natin yung budget sa education because ito yung priority namin. And he said as much, no, during his State of the Nation address. Pero we're still crunching the numbers as we speak. Pero looking at ano yung mga kailangan at paano niya binudget, no? It is a far cry from what the education sector has long clamored for.
Okay.
Una, no? Very stark yung, and matagal na tayong nasa education crisis. And it's unfortunate na ngayon lang niya naisip, ngayon lang siya nag-push na magkaroon ng incremental increase in the budget ngayong nasa sadlak na tayo sa krisis. So, kaya naman pala na mag-increase ng budget. Hinintay pa niya na lumala at naging international talking point yung kalalaan ng education crisis before he did something. May report yung Department of Education na may 165,000 classroom shortage sa buong bansa.
Ang tagal
diba?
na yung, Kong, yung classroom shortages na yan, matagal na yan.
Exactly. Tapos parang ilang nagdaan ng administrasyon tapos wala pa rin nangyayari. But in his NEP, no, nagbigay siya ng mga commitments. Like for example, this year daw, ang target 6,000 classrooms ang mabuo. Ang next year, 4,869. No? But ang promise niya sa SONA, no, is around 20,000 or so classrooms. So, paano yun? Paano mamimit yun? And looking at pa yung mas alarming na report na napakabagal ng paggawa, napakamahal ng paggawa ng classrooms. Our budget, which should be, maayos yung paggasta. Nakikita natin na saan napupunta ba? Efficient ba talaga? It puts into question yung napakaraming concerns on corruption, 'di ba? Here on infrastructure or on flooding na standing questions pa rin sa atin and hindi naman to masosolve until may totoong pangyayari and going after different people na nakikita nating mga corruption champions, Charis. And siguro I'd like to take this avenue to criticize na up until now, meron siyang napakalaking confidential funds. Diba? VP Sara had 612.5 million. No, that's OVP and DepEd. No? But he has, for the Office of the President, 4.5 billion pesos na he hasn't come out with an explanation kung ano to, breakdown, no? And yun yung challenge namin sa kanya. Otherwise, we would ask, no, saan napupunta tong 4.5 billion pesos?
Have you, because of course, you being the representative of the youth, no? And a charming one at that, have you actually, reached out to the president? And kasi to me, he seems to be a very, I know him also, no? But now that he's actually there, he seems to be a very easy guy to get along with. It's a very inclusive government. Have you actually tried to reach out to him and say, hey, Mr. President, you want to sit down with the youth? Have you tried that?
Well, actually kami, bukas na bukas naman yung ating mga lines dito sa kung gusto niyang makapag-set ng dialogue or discussion.
Tawagan mo na lang, Kong. Diba?
Bigay mo yung number?
Hindi makakahindi sa iyo. Hey, ganun ba? Sige, kita nga tayo. I think it could work.
Pero may mga resolutions naman tayong na-file, no? Raising not only alarm, pero parang questioning the confidential funds, his different policies, no? Somehow, ay may sagot tayo nakukuha through the Malacanang spokesperson, Claire Castro. Pero, until yung mga changes that we've been challenging him to do, which is that, wag na lang tayo mag-confidential funds. Kung ano mang kailangan mo, lagay mo sa regular budget.
Regular budget,
Diba?
right.
Or yung education
Pwede naman,
budget,
tama, oo.
diba? Increase mo yan doon sa hinihingi ng mga universities natin. Hindi lang para...
Magkano ba kailangan, you think? How many? We're talking billions, right?
Yes. Ang kailangan actually, this is international standards, 6% ng GDP ng Pilipinas or developing country yung kailangang i-invest sa education.
Tumaas na yung GDP natin, di ba, Kong?
And actually, parang yun ay isang bahagi pa ng discussion. No? Yung GDP natin, it's not stable. Diba? Kasi, kamusta ba yung manufacturing industries natin? It's shrinking. Kamusta ba yung agricultural industries natin? Hirap makapag-compete doon sa lower cost rice and other agricultural products ng ibang bansa kasi hindi naman supported yung ating mga farmers. Yung mga farmers natin dito, nagugutom. Trigger warning, may mga ilang nagpapakamatay dahil sa depression, di ba? And ano ba yung parang malaking sources ng ating revenues? It's usually mga remittances from OFWs, no? Na hindi naman sila directly umaambag doon sa strengthening and pagiging self-sufficient ng economy ng Pilipinas. Pero we had to send them to other countries because there's no job opportunities here.
Okay.
So, yung point ko din naman kung ba't ko niraise to, yung GDP natin lalaki if we just really invest in industries here, in the welfare of the Filipino here, para dito sila magstay and provide opportunities for them. It means, increasing the wages. Hindi yung barya-baryang national minimum wage now na regionally, nag-iiba-iba pa yan, pero 1,200 family living wage to sustain a family, and ganito siya nationally. Mag-invest sa mga agricultural support systems, no? Hindi yung you leave the farmers to fend for themselves through utang, 'di ba? Wag na yung mag-budget ng malaki sa infrastructure na ang mangyayari naman, no? Babakbakin mo yung daan, lalapatan mo ng isang fresh cement.
Actually,
'di ba?
Yun doon nga ako
You call it flood
nagugulat,
control project.
Well, sabi nga nila kung bumabaha ng korupsyon no?
Oo nga.
Bumabaha ng kung
Oo.
ano. Ito naman, Kong, siguro para tuloy tayong magiging sumbungan ng bayan, magsusumbong na rin ako sa ating dahil ako naman kahit di na ako kabataan isip bata naman ako
Ade, young at heart. Grabe naman.
young at heart. Magsusumbong na rin ako sa iyo kasi itong na ito, katulad niyan yung the grade 11 and grade 12, no? I think you were also
second to the last batch ako na walang K-12.
Walang K-12. Oh, okay.
Lucky one. Ganun.
Okay. Yun na yan talaga is one of my pet peeves ever since, no? Kasi one, you included, we turned out well. We don't need it. Number two, it's not working the way it should have worked, no? I think siguro if you can think about it or maybe put some more thoughts into it. But I think my wisdom will prevail over this. Now, in the last how many years since it was passed, it has not worked the way it should. So, baka lang naman you in our Kabataan Party List can rethink it and maybe just, I don't know, if you can just take it out or kasi mga anak ko, wala
Going back to K-12. We've been a staunch critic since it was first proposed. No, because how it is being proposed, no, is hindi naman siya tinitignan bilang pagbenepisyo ng mamayang Pilipino. But rather, how are we shaped and molded to be cheap, exploitable, exported labor outside the Philippines. Bakit ba may plus 2 years? Kasi maraming mga employment requirements abroad, ang kailangan yung high school mo ay hindi lang 4 but 6 years. Pero ano ba ang dapat na lente ng ina-appreciate natin yung education? You educate the youth, you educate your population to be, to serve the people, to serve the nation
The
here.
nation, right.
'Di ba? So kung ano man yung akma para sa pangailangan dito, dun mo i-fit yung education. And ngayon, and even before K-12 was passed, mahal ang education. Why would you add 2 years na burden lang sa
Exactly.
parents na ipaaral sila ng ganun pang madaming mga taon when kailangan mo lang mag-curricular changes.
Right.
Kailangan mong ibahin kung paano buuin yung pagpapaaral sa mga mamamayan. So, yeah, ever since then and up until now, critic kami ng K-12 program. And right now, ang iba't ibang mga pinag-aaralan natin is how do we return to yun ang gusto natin and reject yung framework na binubuo tayo, ginugroom tayo to be exploited labor abroad, which is exactly what's happening.
nga eh,
Napakaraming
diba?
programs
Right.
ng K-12 na fini-feed directly to, foreign corporations.
Ang chismis pa niya nung time na yan, chismis lang to, Kong. Ha? Alam mo naman ako, tayo ako sa mga chismis. It was approved daw here because during that time, the president, we were asking for a lot of help from the US, and then it was dangled to us. O sige, basta you do this, and then, it's politics. So,
Yes. Actually, nasiwalat din naman namin yan.
okay naman.
Yan secret. Yan secret.
So, it's an open secret.
Yeah,
Open secret. So, ikaw na bahala dyan, Kung, para, tingnan mo na rin din, para,
Yeah. But it's also exactly that analysis. Yung we condemned, even from the start. Kasi we shouldn't be fashioned for the interests of the United States, the International Monetary Fund or the
Yes.
World Bank, which
That's
is what mandates yung ganong klaseng model of education, which benefits, them and the largest and dominant foreign power of the world, no? And ngayon insecure sila kasi yung China gumagawa ng mas malaking kapangyarihan, no? And nag-show of force sa West Philippine Sea, and in response, magtatambak ng weapons sa atin. Ayaw natin ng gano'n.
Oh. Kaya ako lang talaga yun ang sinasabi ko dahil ako nga just on a personal note, kasi hanggang ngayon hindi ko naman ginamit yung mga sa Pilipino. Pero I'm very adept when it comes to speaking the language. Even the way I write yung sa Filipino, okay na okay. So I think lang semantics and the construction of it should be just to a certain point, elementary level. And then the rest wala na. It should be, I think, yung mga nasa natin, I think it should be culture, love of destination, yung local, yung mga ganyan, love of the Philippine heroes, love of the new crop of leaders like you, yung ganon, to serve as an inspiration.
Siguro sa amin, actually, we oppose yung mga pagtatanggal ng, for example, Filipino language in higher levels of education kasi actually, unfortunately, hindi naman may kailangan improve yung pagtuturo ng Filipino at the elementary level. And actually, ayaw namin right now, tinatanggal yung pag-aaral ng Pilipinas sa higher education. Tanggal na yung Philippine history, yung
dapat puro
Filipino.
history Dapat history na lang culture. Akin lang naman semantics, Kong. Sabi nga nila yung love of country, yun ang pinaka-importante, the love of country. Yun ang nagiging passionate tuloy ako kasi ito ang aking kaharap. Okay, let's go to, nauubusan yung, ang bilis ng oras, ang dami pa namin gusto ko i-cover. Kung meron kami dito ang DNA, yung hindi nyo alam. So, give me 3 things that that people do not know about you.
Politica all the way. Politica all the way. Politica all the way.
Yan.
Wow,
About
wait lang.
Kong
Okay,
Rene,
hindi ako
yan.
na-prepare.
Sige. Kong
Sige.
Rene.
Okay, my name is Rene Luis. Rene is Latin for rebirth.
Oh.
Luis is French for warrior. Yan.
Oh,
So together,
you're a
it
warrior
is called
reborn.
Reborn Warrior. Yeah,
Reborn warrior.
ayan.
Wow.
Oo.
Wow. Sino ka kaya nung araw, ano?
Hindi
Joan of
naman-
Arc. Ha?
Hindi naman daw planado to. Yung second fact ko, dapat daw, yung pangalan ko, Diana, or inisip ko ng
Diana.
tatay ko kasi 1997, doon namatay si Princess Diana.
Okay.
And then, he was a big fan. Pero, hindi naman tinuloy. Ganyan. And then, lastly, siguro, our family has 4 cats. Ganyan. Yung 2, pandemic babies, na napulot sa basurahan at naawa kami. Tapos yung 2, this year lang. Oo.
So you're more into cats than dogs?
Yes.
Okay. So, it's safe
Dog
to say...
person ka na? Dog person kasi?
No, I have both eh. Oo,
Okay.
kasi meron kami sa meron kami sa bahay, meron pusa sa bahay, kaya lang aso nasa labas, nag-aaway eh. Di ba?
Oo.
Parang senado rin natin yun. Cats and dogs naman
Dapat
sila
kailangan
doon.
ihiwalay. Ganun.
Di ba? Now, let's talk about love life.
Okay. Ano ba yan?
Very quickly, no? Very quickly lang. So you're single?
Yes.
Happily or by
Ito-
choice or bakit ba yan?
Married to work. Ganyan.
Married to work?
Oo.
Oh,
Ang dami
okay.
kailangan gawin, no? Papalating na budget season, napakaraming bills na kailangang i-champion. Ito na yung oras na nalalaan ko. So, I'm happily spending my time with friends, no, with family, and with my collective, and other people, advocates that nakakasalunga ko sa araw-araw.
Yung share the same
Yeah.
sentiment and thought, ha? Wow, galing naman. Okay, candidate number.
Ready na.
Minsan ganyan eh, di ba? Paano yan? Do you think of, is there with the thoughts now of the young, of the youth, especially you're working, are you still a millennial? No,
No, Gen Z.
Gen Z.
First year ng Gen Z.
Gen Z. Is there kasi time namin, pag medyo umabot ka na ng 35, ganyan, medyo, kailangan, or 30, ka na di ba? You're not in the hurry, for family and ganyan. What are the thoughts of the young people now?
You may hear this also with yung mga anak nyo, pero hindi yan yung priority ng mga kabataan yan. Kasi meron kaming sharp awareness of how broken and rotten yung lipunan ngayon.
Ayan.
May debate nga na lumalaki no na parang kaya ko bang magpalaki ng isang anak sa gantong klaseng mundo
Right.
na hindi ko pa nga makuha yung sweldo na makakabuhay sa sarili. Paano pa kung may asawa ako tapos may anak, no? A lot of youth pour their efforts to, for example, pets instead.
Yeah,
Pero it goes to show na ganun kalaki yung capacity ng kabataan to care. Na may object of affection and may advocacies na binibit-bit. It's just that we're in a situation ngayon na patong-patong yung krisis. So, actually, kung gusto nating pag-usapan yung ano bang pinakamaayos na family planning policy ng bansa, fix society,
Fix
no?
society.
Oo, tanggalin yung korupsyon, bigyan ng budget yung mga iba't ibang basic social services, yung mga kababaihan like me, ganyan. Kung, for example, nagka-cramps, laging nagagaslight na, hindi naman yan seryoso you're just imagining your pain. Tapos, hindi namin nararamdaman yung maayos na healthcare, no? Or kung may actual complication ka, yung palaboratory, etc., napakamahal. So, lahat to, ayusin natin, magsama-sama tayo, pag-usapan natin, mag-organisa tayo, and then, in a society where alternative politics is what we're enjoying na, doon magfo-flourish yung iba't ibang paraan para yung mga pamilya nagkasama.
Para palang sinabi mo niyan, Kong, na parang yung family planning, imbis na trust ang gamitin, trust in government ang importante. Di ba? On that note, let's sing something. I know that you can
Okay.
sing, ha?
Do you?
Yeah, well, syempre, I researched a little bit. If you were to sing now, what is the go-to song for you? Bawa
Okay.
kung yan. Anong,
Siguro yung go-to karaoke song ko
Karaoke,
is Only Hope by Mandy Moore.
Uy!
Ah.
Favorite. You're my only hope.
Yeah.
Uy, gusto
Ikaw,
ko
parang ikaw na
yan.
lang.
Hindi,
Ikaw na lang.
gusto ko yan. Dahil yan yung sila. Sige ha. Okay.
Okay, sige.
Okay, sige. Game.
Okay. So I lay my head back down, and I lift my hands and pray to be only yours. I pray to be only yours. I know now you're my only hope.
Galing ah!
Okay. Oh,
Wah, kinilig ako.
buti na lang pala.
Oh.
Nag-karaoke ako kahapon. Hindi ako prepared. Okay.
How about duet?
Do it? Yeah,
Oh.
sige. Okay.
Okay. Uy, alam mo, kung merong magandang kanta nung araw, if you encountered the Suddenly, the wheels are in motion. Ano ba yan?
Ay, hindi.
Ay, ang ganda niyan.
Sorry.
Anong duet mo ngayon na naisip?
Ano ba? Tangled. Alam niyo ba yung
Tangled?
Tangled na song?
Yan yung sa Beauty and the Beast?
Hindi. Rapunzel.
Rapunzel. Paano nga yan?
And at last I see
See
the light, and it's like the fog is lifted. And at last I see the light. Or ano kaya? A Whole New World. Ganun.
Hindi, pero gusto ko rin yan. Maganda rin yung Tangled eh. Although yan eh,
Bagong Disney na, hindi na yung 2D.
Hindi, pero it's one of my favorites, actually. Anyway, many thanks, Kong, for I'd give you this maybe a minute or two to address our viewers on your prayer for the country. That's it.
Ayan, ang kabataan, ang pag-asa ng bayan, tayo ang tagamana ng kinabukasan. Pero paano kung ang pinapamana sa ating lipunan ay broken beyond repair? Well, we're making that stand na we will repair it, no? If we are united with different sectors, magsasaka, mangingisda, manggagawa, lahat tayo sama-sama, organized, and tuloy-tuloy yung ating pagkampanya at syempre pagpapamalas ng kapangyarihan at anong dapat na pagbabago, ibabaliktad natin yung gantong klaseng lipunan, sistema na serving only the few, benefiting only the ones who have monopolized power, and papunta naman sa atin. The battle is long, but as long as we're together, we're united, kayang-kayang mapangatawan natin yung pagiging pag-asa ng bayan.
Alright.
Ayan.
Thank you very much, Kong. And with you, I think the future looks bright also. Thank you.
Okay.
Maraming
Thank you very
salamat.
much. Thank
Kong,
you very
maraming
much.
salamat.
Oo.
Attorney Kong Rene Ko, sa ating pong Politika All the Way.
Politica all the way.
Ay, maraming salamat pong muli to Kong Rene. Thank you, Kong, for guesting the program. A little bit lang po of recap. Sabi po niya, yung impeachment daw po ay hindi natutuloy because there are some people in power, especially merong relation sa Duterte Black. Kaya po gusto nilang pagtakpan ang mga bagay-bagay tungkol doon. No? Number 2, kaya sila nagtayo ng inactivate nila ang LAYAS, meaning Layas Duterte, meaning leaders and advocates of the youth for the accountability of SARA. Ang acronym po yan ng LAYAS. No? And then when it comes to the present administration, to PBBM, sabi niya, medyo kulang daw po ang suporta pa ni Presidente BBM sa mga youth concerns. So dapat lagyan pa ng konting tuunan pa ng pansin at ng budget dahil sila po, of course, the youth is the future of our country. And ang kanyang favorite song is Only Hope. And of course, the hope of the country lies in the youth. At dyan po nagtatapos ang Politika All the Way. Lagi po natin tatandaan, diskusyon, hindi away, opinyon, hindi personalan. This is Jojo A. Peace and love.
Politica all the way. Politica all the way. Politica